In this example, I will demonstrate how to control a multi-value parameter list using iLogic forms while still allowing users to enter their own custom values when required. To start with, I have created a simple flange coupling assembly. The flange component contains all of its key dimensions and properties as parameters, which are listed under FX parameters. At the assembly level, I have created user parameters that control both the assembly and the individual components. These parameters act as the main interface for the users, allowing the entire model to be driven from a single location. I have also created a set of iLogic rules that handle parameter mapping, design calculations, and one of these parameters called shaft diameter chooser has been configured as a multi-value list and is controlled through a combination of iLogic rules and iLogic form. As you can see, the form contains a drop-down list for selecting the shaft diameter. If I select 15 mm, for example, the assembly automatically updates based on the predefined dimensions associated with that shaft size. The flange component is updated at the same time because the assembly parameters are linked to the part parameters through the iLogic rules. You can also see the critical dimension displayed using 3D annotations, and these values match the dimensions shown in the form. Now, let's look at how users can enter their own custom values. In addition to standard sizes, I have included an other option in the drop-down list. When this option is selected, the user can enter a value in shaft diameter custom field. For this example, I'll enter 18 mm. Once the value is entered, the assembly updates automatically. The flange component is also regenerated using the custom shaft diameter, ensuring that all related dimensions remain consistent throughout the model. This approach provides flexibility by supporting both standard sizes and user-defined dimensions within the same form. Next, let's see how easy it is to add a new standard size in multi-value list. In the iLogic rule, I'm adding 20 mm as an additional standard option. Along with updating the list itself, I also need to define the dimensional rules that should be applied whenever 20 mm is selected. I'm also modifying the validation logic. Since 20 mm is now considered a standard size, I want to prevent users from entering it as a custom value. To achieve this, I have added a condition that checks the custom input. If a user enters 20 mm in the custom field, the rule displays an error message indicating that 20 mm is already available as a standard size. Let's test the updated configuration. You can see that 20 mm now appears in the drop-down list. When I select it, the assembly updates according to the dimensions defined for that size. Now, if I choose other option and manually enter 20 mm as a custom value, the validation rule is triggered. A message is displayed to the user and the value is automatically reset to 11 mm as specified in the rule. Finally, we inspect the flange component. We can see that its dimension remains synchronized with the values selected through the form, confirming that the parameter mapping and update iLogic are working correctly. I hope this example gives you a clear understanding of how multi-value parameter can be managed using iLogic forms, while also providing control support for the custom user inputs. This technique can be very useful when developing configurable designs that need to support both standard and non-standard dimensions.